All right, folks, this is Seano here from AKM LFC. Thought I would grace you with my presence seeing that I wasn't on Monday's stream. Still feeling rather poorly. In fact, the house is like a plane to Lourdes. Before I go any further, don't forget that we have a fancy Premier League, and it's a league and a cup, which is quite cool. And also, we are in partnership with Number 19 Apparel Co. Check them out. So, as Adam was telling you, I am the social media manager of AKM LFC, Facebook and Instagram. That makes me sound a whole lot more important than I actually am. But, with looking after the Facebook and Instagram, I've come across some absolute melts. And look, we all know at this stage that media, some aspects of the media, will look for anything to try and, give out about Liverpool. And there's a lot of talk about how we are dealing with the Alexander Isak thing. And I don't think there is anything for anyone to give out about how Liverpool have conducted their business. Now, I understand from a Newcastle United fan point of view, they're obviously discussed it with us because we took one of their targets and now we're looking to get one of their star players. And what's really adding fuel to fire, which is really what they should be focusing on, is how Alexander Isak is going about his business with all of this happening. And this is modern day football for you, modern day footballers. Unfortunately, that is the situation. I don't like what's going on. I don't like that he's saying that he won't train with the players. He doesn't want to integrate with the players. He doesn't want to play for the team. He's just, throwing the toys out of the pram and saying, listen, that's it. My career with Newcastle is over. Sell me. Now, I've heard Jason Cundy. I'd really love to place or replace that D with a T, but Jason Cundy is just one of these melts that will always attack Liverpool. Just is one of those failed footballers and not a very good pundit, or whatever he is, radio host or whatever you want to call him. But he's been having a go. Oh, you guys are hypocrites for, giving out about how Trent left and now you're doing the exact same with Alexander Isak. Well, no, that's not the case. It's a completely different thing altogether. Trent ran down his contract so that Real Madrid got him for little or no money. That's basically it. They did the same thing with Mbappe. So a lot of people are making that comparisons. Oh, well, why can't Liverpool act like a big club like Real Madrid and United, Man City? Man City have broken how many PSR, financial fair play breaches? I mean, come on. So it's a different thing altogether. We're looking to break the bank and give Newcastle United a shitload of money in purchasing the services of Alexander Isak. We're not looking for a freebie. We're not looking to feck anyone over. But we're looking to go about our business and do good business for ourselves. And no one should give out about it. No one should, you can be jealous of it, but we're going about business the same way as any other club that has high ambitions. I mean, yeah. Now, going back to, some of the people that I see on social media and their reaction towards the whole Alexander Isak thing. True Geordie. I know he's had his fair share of critics. I know that there's been a lot of falling outs with him and the rest of the former hosts of the kickoff. And I don't want to be adding more shit to him. Mind you might like that. But I think he may go over some of those comments that he made recently about Alexander Isak and wishing him harm. There's no need for that. I understand that you're upset. I understand that the way that Alexander has dealt with things is not favourable for Newcastle and their fans. I get that completely. Would I want any of our players to act like that to the club or to us fans? Absolutely not. So, we're finding a common ground here, and I agree with you. The way that Isak is dealing with things is not good. But the criticism should be with Isak and not with Liverpool. However, I wouldn't go about, wishing harm, wishing that someone has a career-ending injury. I just think, that's ridiculous. There's been so many players that have left us high and dry, and that's just football. Welcome to the big time, folks. But there's a lot of overreaction. I mean, especially with the Community Shield, people are just losing the run of themselves, saying, "Oh, Virgil, is going to have a poor season. Salah is, losing it." It's one fucking game, guys. Like, get a grip. You know, people putting up posts. So Crystal Palace have silenced the Liverpool fans, on social media. No, they haven't. I've been posting every day. So, yeah, try again. But yeah, look, I guess just the point of this video is I understand that Isak isn't going about things in an appropriate way. I would have certain concerns and reservations about him just based on that. Who's to say that he wouldn't act like that with Liverpool? I do want him to sign for Liverpool, absolutely. He's a great player, and I think with him we could do amazing things. But I think, one thing that we always looked at, especially under Klopp, was character. I don't want to sound like Brendan Rodgers, but we always looked for good, solid characters, and we didn't go with the likes of him, Aubameyang or any of those players that would have caused hassle on a training ground or in a changing room. I'm just hoping that Isak, whatever, I hope he just improves his ways, because that I can understand from a Newcastle point of view. It's not nice. It really isn't, and I get that. But the issue is with Isak, not with Liverpool. Liverpool have done their business the same way as any other club would do their business, and we have kept within financial fair play and PSR, unlike Man City, and we're not selling any fucking or getting rid of any dinner ladies' fucking lunch money or anything like that to fund the purchase of any players. So there's none of that nonsense going on. We're going about our business. We're doing it the right way, the appropriate way, the professional way. What a player does when we turn his head is not down to us. We've no control over what a player does. And if Alexander Isak, decides to not train with the club, or decides to tell Eddie Howe and the rest of them, "I'm not going to play for this club. If you don't get rid of me, I'm just not going to play," that's bad form, and that's on Alexander Isak and probably his agent. That's nothing to do with Liverpool. So that's my take on it, folks. Make of it what you will. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Would this put you off getting Alexander Isak? Or is this just a young man that has seen an opportunity to join the biggest and best football club ever?